The Śūraṅgama Sutra, Volume 6, 81. After my nirvana, I affirm that bhikshus who have a decisive resolve to cultivate samadhi, and who before the images of Tathagatas can light an oil lamp in their bodies, or burn off a finger, or burn even one incense stick on their bodies, will in that moment repay their debts from beginningless time past. They can depart from the world and be forever free of outflows. Though they may not have instantly understood the unsurpassed enlightenment, they will already have firmly set their minds on the Dharma. If one does not practice any of these token renunciations of the body on the causal level, then even if one realizes the unconditioned, one will still have to come back as a person to repay one's past debts, exactly as I had to undergo the retribution of having to eat the grain meant for horses. When you teach people of the world to cultivate samadhi, they must also cease stealing. This is the third clear and decisive instruction on purity given by the Tathagatas, the Buddhas of the past, the Bhagavans. Therefore, Ananda, if cultivators of dhyana samadhi do not cease stealing, they are like someone who pours water into a leaking cup, hoping to fill it. He may continue for as many eons as there are atoms of universe, but in the end the cup will still not be full. If bhikshus do not store away anything else than their robes and bowls, if they give what is left over from their food offerings to hungry beings, if they put their palms together and make obeisance to the entire great assembly, if when people scold them they can treat it as praise, if they can sacrifice their very bodies and minds, giving their flesh, bones, and blood to living creatures, and if they do not repeat the non-ultimate teachings of the Tathagata as though they were their own explanations, misleading those who have just begun to study, then Buddhas certify that they will attain true samadhi. What I have said here is the Buddha's teaching. Any explanation counter to it is the teaching of Papiyan, Demon King. Ananda, although beings in the 6 paths of any mundane world may not kill, steal, or lust either physically or mentally, these 3 aspects of their conduct thus being perfect, if they tell various major lies, then the samadhi they attain will not be pure. They will become demons of love and views, and will lose the seed of the Tathagata. They claim that they have attained what they have not attained, and that they have been certified when they have not been certified. Perhaps they seek to be foremost in the world, most venerated and superior people. They announce to their audiences that they have attained the fruition of a Shrotapanna, of a Sakridagamin, of an Anagamin, of arhatship, of the Pratyeka Buddha vehicle, or the various levels of bodhisattvahood up to and including the 10 bhumi stages, in order to cause others to revere and repent in front of them, and because they are greedy for offerings. These Ichantikas destroy the seeds of Buddhahood just as surely as a tala tree is destroyed if it is chopped down. The Buddha predicts that such people cut off their good roots forever and lose their knowledge and vision. Immersed in the sea of the 3 sufferings, they cannot attain samadhi. I command that after my nirvana, bodhisattvas and arhats appear in response bodies in the Dharma-ending age, and take various forms in order to rescue those in the cycle of rebirth. They should either become shramanas, white-robed lay people, kings, ministers, or officials, virgin youths or maidens, and so forth. Even prostitutes, widows, profligates, thieves, butchers, or dealers in contraband, be confreres of these kinds of people. Praise the Buddha vehicle and cause them to enter samadhi in body and mind. But they should never say of themselves, I am truly a bodhisattva, or I am truly an arhat, or let the Buddha's secret cause leak out by speaking casually to those who have not yet studied, other than at the end of their lives, and then only to those who inherit the teaching. Otherwise, aren't such people deluding and confusing beings and indulging in gross false claims? When you teach people in the world to cultivate samadhi, they must also cease all lying. This is the fourth clear and decisive instruction on purity given by the Tathagatas and the Buddhas of the past, the Bhagavans. Therefore, Ananda, one who does not cut off lying is like a person who carves a piece of human excrement to look like chandana, hoping to make it fragrant. He is attempting the impossible. I teach the bhikshus that the straight mind is the way place, and that in all aspects of their practice of the four majestic deportments, they should avoid falseness. How could they claim to have themselves attained the dharmas of a superior person? That would be like a poor person falsely calling himself an emperor, and thereby bringing about his own execution. Much less should one attempt to usurp the title of the Dharma king. When the cause ground is not true, the effects will be distorted. One who seeks the Buddha's body in that way is like a person who tries to bite his own navel. Who could possibly succeed in that? If the bhikshus' minds are as straight as bowstrings, and they are true and real in everything they do, then they can enter samadhi and never be involved in the deeds of demons. I certify that such people will accomplish the bodhisattva's unsurpassed knowledge and enlightenment. What I have said here is the Buddha's teaching. Any explanation counter to it is the teaching of Papian, Demon King. The end of Volume 6. Dedication of Merit. May the merit and virtue accrued from this work adorn the Buddha's pure lands, repaying four kinds of kindness above, and aiding those suffering in the paths below. May those who see and hear of this all bring forth the resolve for body, and when this retribution body is over, be born together in the land of ultimate bliss.